Welcome on my quest to achieve every black border. Today we'll be tackling one of the most easy maps, KartsNDarts. I'm starting with Quincy because I wanted a hero who can handle camo, specifically camo in the early game. Sometimes you just don't feel like investing into a ninja or sniper to deal with that first camo green before securing a permanent camo solution, and this time around it's Quincy. Having a hero that you can start with is a pleasure to play with, and since I've overused Sada in the past, Quincy it is. Top buff Glue Gunner received some buffs and I couldn't resist giving it a try. Here's the game changer. A 4-2-0 Glue Gunner can handle, or at least come very close to handling, around 63. That's significant because traditionally you'd need a tier 5 tower or at least 3 solid abilities to manage it. But now with this cost-effective option I can save some money and allocate it elsewhere. Here's my thinking behind using the Taxon. I thought, what works well with Quincy if I'm using him? Permabrew. So what else pairs nicely with Permabrew? You guessed it, Taxon. The long-term plan is to have a Taxon and Quincy with permabuff. Oh god. Like with every initial plan, something has to go wrong. Here we are, back at it again. I know this is the round of doom, or at least it was last time. This time, for safety's sake, I slow down the game down and prepare to use my ability. But of course, in a classic BTD6 fashion, same setup, different result. Oh, Jesus Christ. Messing with my head from the very beginning of the day. No problemo. Thank you, Ninja Kiwi. For the love of God. Because of situation like this, we might need some therapy. And you know my favorite therapeutic outlet? Hitting that subscribe button. So help me in reaching this 1000 subscriber milestone. Much appreciated. Anyway, the thing about Glue Gunner is that before it reaches tier 3, it's very cost inefficient. If you take that money and invest it in any other tower, you're likely to have a stronger setup. The point is, starting with 2-1-0 Glue Gunner can feel a little bit underpowered early on. Still, I needed a way to handle less at the end of the day. I waited for yellow balloons to appear before using Quincy's ability, which is really making up for my lack of power until I can afford overdrive. Even before that, having Quincy's second arrow feels like a big improvement. Once I have enough money to get overdrive, that combined with ability should be enough to handle the mob. Oh, and by the way, I have my Glue Gunner set to strong to ensure that he hits all the leads. Right now, I'm a bit torn on what to do next. Should I buy a village and finally be done with camo detection once and for all, or should I start working towards a heli pilot to reposition my tower? Oh, did I mention that before? Probably not. I want my tower centralized for better coverage. Ultimately, I decided to go with heli pilot first. I figured it would bring some consistency to the setup because you know, nothing gets past someone's bow. At the same time, investing into middle path adds extra camo popping power. That extra punch should buy me enough time to build a village for the tougher camo rounds later on, or for when I inevitably forget to use an ability. Let's be honest, we've all been there at least once, right? I got my heli pilot to 2-2-0 because of course pursuit is a must. I'm not about to micro that heli, no way. Plus, I think it's a better cross path overall. After that I went for the Bloonsolver. Before I invest in repositioning, I figure I should add more power to the board first. And in my mind, the glue on this map makes perfect sense. Look at it! It's a true beginner map, a very long track and multiple points of overlap. Not 2, but 3 overlaps. Think about it, Quincy can hit the balloons when they enter, then again on the first loop, and once more on the second loop. Seriously, intermediate map. To deal with the mob, I'll use the ability, it should be enough, especially with the tack. I believe there are shenanigans where if you play the tack beneath the track, it will do more damage. So we've got that working for us. And there we go, a calculated victory with a totally not increased heart rate at the end. I am genuinely curious what's the reasoning behind throwing this map into intermediate category. Is it because of removable obstacles? But if that's the case, the cabin with the car is still a beginner map. So why this map? So why this map, not the other with similar features? Maybe it's not that deep and there was one guy sitting there in the office thinking, where do I put this map? And then someone just said, just put it anywhere, whatever, and here we are. What do you think? Also, I find it kind of funny that I'm firmly calling this a true beginner map, yet my death counter is 1 so far, just 1. And it was due to the whole same setup, different results shenanigans. I'll give myself a pass on this one. Glue splatter next, and let's prepare for changing position. I remove the haystack from the left circle and place down the village with the hope of covering heli pilot as well. And with an increase in range, it does. Great. Glue is affected as well, so radar scanner and cams are covered till the rest of the game. One thing I'm not sure about, how effective is increasing attack speed on Glue Gunner. Does it even do anything? In relation to other towers, what makes sense to me, if I cover one balloon in glue, he attacks the next one, while when Quincy attacks the balloon, it will attack it till all the layers are gone. So I'm not sure if attack speed is that effective on glue. Perhaps on really dense rounds it makes more sense, like 63 in particular. I don't know, to be honest, just a thought off the top of my head. Chinook and Repositioning are next on the list, so I place the tack shooter in the range of the village while still beneath the track for optimal damage. I wait to get rid of mobs before repositioning. I wouldn't want to possibly taste defeat because of poor timing like that. Next I repositioned Quincy, which gave me an idea. What if I put him in the middle of the circle so he can cover even more track? But then I realized, oh yeah, it's Quincy. The same Quincy through whose bow nothing is supposed to get by. So yeah, forget about it. However, there is an even better position for him beneath the track, where he should have easier time hitting the target while still covering key points on the map. One thing that hit me is what I have enough to deal with BFB. I'm not all that confident. I can't afford any T5 yet, so I figure 4-2 Alchemist must do for now. My intention is to tier 5 it later on, so hitting the heli pilot seemed important as well. I repositioned Quincy once again into the range of Alchemist this time. I used my number 1 ability, and after popping the red layer, I unleashed the rain of arrows on mobs. One thing I don't like for the time being is glue stealing buff from the Alchemist, so a quick fix with repositioning will do. I want him in range of the village but outside of the range of Alchemist. The game plan for now is to save up for tier 5. With the Alchemist in place, Tag Zone is going to be first. And by the way, 63 looks so good. It's so refreshing because many times dealing with 63 felt like a race to tier 5 or multiple ability. For instance, if you play Sai, on the first wave you might use his first ability, on a second level 10 ability, and on the last invest into something like wizard ability. I love the glue gunner tech. So yeah, I'm saving up money for the Tag Zone, and once that's in place, jungle drums of course, and I think I will concede tier 5ing heli pilot. However, one thought I have is reliance on glue support. I'm not sure if multiple glue effect can be active on the same bloon at the same time. Bottom path provides amazing value for the amount of money spent, but if multiple glue effect can stack, it would mean that if you use top path for damage, you're effectively giving up on the bottom path for support. Brother, hold on, don't regrow on me, okay? I was a little bit scared right here. Some rounds can take you off guard, man, and that was certainly one of those. I recently started reading How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. What's interesting so far is how simple the book's propositions are. One of them is to focus on the facts you have in any situation, consider worst case scenario, how it would look, accept it, and how can you prevent it. What's fascinating about this approach is how effective it is. You know, problems can vary in severity. Sometimes we have somewhat serious problems, other times they're super serious, and in other cases they're not serious at all. The curious thing about worrying is that the intensity of our anxiety is not always proportional to how serious the problem is. Sometimes you came across mild problem while your anxiety level is through the roof. When you analyze the situation and get your facts straight, sometimes the worst case scenario is simply making a fool out of yourself. Yet we respond to it as if we just got diagnosed with cancer, our family crashed on the plane, our dog got hit by a car, and our neighbor killed our car. But this is what we do sometimes. I've come to realize that sometimes the simplest solutions are the most effective. 2 ZOMGs. Let's start with Rain of Arrows, and now I've got Permabrew, and everything will be so much easier once Permabrew is online. I got MIB on autopilot. I don't think it's necessary with Permabrew. Well, it is what it is, but going back to the book, it's a game changer for me because I noticed that some problems, let's work on a scale from 1 to 10, are a 3 or 5 for example, but my anxiety was at 8 or 11 at times. And in hindsight, it's so weird when I recall spending days, sometimes weeks, on a problem that shouldn't get more than 3 minutes of attention. Anyway, I'm not sure what I'm missing now. At this point I usually think of Glue Gunner bottom, but this is out of the question, so I'm debating Mer Monkey bottom. I actually think about conceding tier 5 glue for that. After a bit of back and forth in my brain, I place my bet on Mer Monkey and put a shell close to the tack. I think about getting crossbuff with freeze and, well... 95 is a joke. And thinking of bottom Mer Monkey, the synergy with damage over time is there, and again, it improves the cooldown of heroes with the first Quincy ability, and Permabrew, it's insane. I think I'm going to use Rain of Arrow and oh shit. I probably should have saved that up for 98, eh? I start with Quincy first ability, hoping to maybe get 2 of those in a round, but I don't know, it's probably just wishful thinking. Okay, final harmonic is online, that's gonna be enough, because I can catch them twice and oh no, oh no, oh no, 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 no. Okay, soon I'll have Rain of Arrows, maybe Middle Path Wizard or Druid can help. I'm leaning more towards Druid, but the problem is I don't think I can quickly execute my plan, if you know what I mean. I'm not that skilled mechanically, you know? But come on, I hope I can do this one. So here we go. Oh god, I misclicked! I misclicked my abilities! Please, why are you doing me like that? Just for sake of it, I tried to see what would happen if I had usability at the right time. Well, now at least I feel a little bit better. I probably should have put glue on first when I think about it. And yes, it would have done that. Okay. It's just not an Edwartainment video without the rest of it. Oh god. You know what? F that. I'm going to go with my plan. I'm going to go with my guts, my original plan and tier 5 glue. And if that will succeed, I'm gonna eat a lemon. I'm not gonna eat a lemon. I just don't know what to say. I don't care if I lose. I want to know if my initial instinct was correct. Because there's nothing better than losing 1 inch from the finish line. Talking about the finish line. So, Bloonsolver. Maybe now I'll get my mermonkey? Why not? I was debating it in my brain, gotta spend that money somehow, and by the way, this time I'm going to have my abilities up. Hello there! How do I want to start it? Rain of Arrows probably later on, and start off with number 1 ability. It sure looks promising, and I'm ready to use Rain of Arrows. Oh man, this is a huge difference, have you seen that? Do you notice the difference? It's incredible! It's like night and day! Regardless, with the amount of money I have, I gotta do something, so let's get a spike, and my go-to when I have some money to spend on 100 is usually Alk, but here that's not an option. And here we go, boom, we've done it again. If that was too easy and you want to see the real suffering and perseverance, go and check out this map, I'm sure you'll love it. Thank you and bye-bye. And Google for camo friends. With all that finally in place, it's time for Churchill save.